All right, Shalom. Here's the brother Nahoya from the GMS Orlando camp. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yasha Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Aquath who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. Yahweh is the name of the one they ignorantly call God. Yahweh Shai is the name of the one they ignorantly call Jesus. Bahashem is in the name, Rakah is spirit, Kodash is holy, Akyam is brothers, Akwat is sisters, Shalom means peace, and Yasha Allah is Israel in ancient Paleo Hebrew. All right, this is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12, and it reads, "Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabiters of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." All right, now I want to go into a lesson based on a thumbnail, inspired by the thumbnail of the recent attack in New Orleans. And I want to highlight a point through the spirit because, again, we do understand that the persecution of this word is going to happen, as we get closer to the end. All right, and we understand that Esau, being crafty and subtle, he's going to use the media to paint this narrative. All right, so what you see on the screen is a Jake that is accused of this act, and he's been tied to Islam. Now, what Esau's doing is very subtle, but he's basically building this bridge to identify Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans as potential DTs. All right, so let's go here. This Revelation, Salaki, this is Isaiah chapter 29 and 21. And it reads, "That make a man an offender for a word." I'll start at 20. All right, it says, "For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. That make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught." So you have to keep in mind the first stage that Esau used was he tried to dismiss this, try to dismiss this as conspiracy theory. Or he tried to use apologetics to defend the Christian narrative. He tried to demonize it, by making it look like it was just absurd, try to make brothers look like, DTs, extremists. Remember the term black identity extremist was basically put in the books a few years ago. So all of these things combined, since Esau cannot confound this word, what he's going to do is he's going to come down with great wrath. But the tool he's going to use is linking, Negro, Latino, and Native American faces to DTs. All right, this is the idea of the sleeper cells, and all of these different things are going to be used on a high level to justify, coming down with great wrath. This is why the scriptures say making a man an offender for a word. Nothing that is brought out concerning this word can be gainsaid or resisted. So at this point, the only thing Esau can do is come down with slander. He has to resort to slander. And you notice Vocab Malone is one of those guys he's the early stage of it. First he tried to confound, and try to come up against the doctrine. And when he couldn't do that, now he's resorted to basically slander, finding some lone Israelite that has done something wild and attributing that to the entire doctrine because he can't confound it, because he doesn't have an argument against the actual word, precept upon precept. All right, so let's go here. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 16. And I'll jump down to verse 70. All right, 2nd Esdras 16 and 70 reads, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling, destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire." So we know, according to prophecy, this has to take place as well. Not just the 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 destroying of the people in this world, concerning these Babylonians, but also the persecution is going to come. All right. And this is one of those subtle moves that Esau's making to pivot the narrative, to make this truth not about the actual scriptures, but about some extremists, to justify censoring this word, to justify persecution. All right. These are going to be the tools that Esau's setting in place to use, all right, to justify his actions on what he's about to do next. Because again, you can't gainsay nor resist this truth. So the only thing he can resort to is slander. All right. Matter of fact, let's go here. All right. This is Psalms chapter 50. And I'm going to jump down to verse 16. All right, and it reads, "But unto the wicked, Yahweh Shemel saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son." And through the vehicle of media, Esau has been able to successfully slander Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and he's going to use that same vehicle to pivot toward the truth. All right, a lot of Jake in the world, when they were looking at how Esau was coming down on so-called white supremacists and the whole cancel culture idea, Esau did that, and he started with his own people, so that when he pivots to Jake, he'll be justified. All right, these are all subtle moves from Esau. Remember, he's a cunning hunter, but as the scripture said, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, and the Lord told us that these things will happen anyway, that this word would be demonized. All right, at first people tried to mock it and laugh it off, but eventually they're going to turn to demonizing it. And a key way they're going to do that is through these lone acts, whether real or false flag. Either way, all right, these situations are going to be used, all right, to justify censoring this word and eventually coming down with great wrath. All right, and we know, again, this all goes back to prophecy. All right, let's go here. It's Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. All right, and it reads, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord." All right, because it doesn't stop. Brothers have noticed that, you have channels on YouTube with millions of subscribers that say things far worse than what brothers bring out according to news and according to the scriptures. Yet brothers' videos are taken down, channels are terminated. All right, and that's just the first wave. And the reason that they are able to do that is because these are private entities. These platforms are private. So private companies can make their own rules. They can determine what's misinformation and what's disinformation. But it's not going to stop there. Eventually there's going to be a full-scale campaign to come against this word. All right, and really it's going to be Esau's way to justify coming down on Jake as a whole, but in particular those who fear the Lord. All right, so while this doesn't, like this whole New Orleans thing, it was in the news, but it's not as widespread yet, because it's the new year. It's not as widespread yet, but as more news comes out about this, the details come out about this event, the more Esau is going to make sure that this image is pushed forth concerning Jake's mugshot, so that they can justify, coming down against his word. And again, the scriptures say we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. All right, we know that he's going to come down with great wrath. All right, let's get this. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, and I'll start at verse 11. All right, and it reads, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And one of the key devices has been the tool of the media, even with social media. Now things are being determined, misinformation, disinformation, all of these different terms are being used so that Esau can try to take back the narrative. All right, he's lost the narrative because of the internet. Because you have so many channels where people can speak freely, he's really lost the narrative. So this is his way to try to win it back. But eventually he's just going to have to come down with great wrath because he's lost the narrative, but he doesn't realize it yet. So he's already put things in the books to justify what he's about to do next. All right. So I just wanted to go into this through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, because I caught this article, and as I was at work, I was kind of meditating on, why is Esau, linking these activities to this religious movement. And whether it happened legitimately or not, Esau is going to use this to pivot to any Negro, Latino, or Native American that is ultimately in line with the scriptures. All right. So Lord willing, this was edifying with that. I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rokah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yahshua Allah. And a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, to the Akwath, who are believing this word, and all truth and in sincerity. Shalom.